Friends too.
Let's
beautiful.
Let's pull Taylor into the room with us and let's talk some writing with killers. What do you say?
Hell yeah. Hey Taylor, what's going on?
Just getting off of work.
You're not driving, are you? You're not using your phone while you're driving, are you?
You know I am.
Oh, you're parked safely on the side of the road, right?
Exactly. That's what we're going to tell my insurance adjuster. That's what we're going to tell my mom, my girlfriend, anyone who's watching. That's exactly what's happening.
The funny thing was it almost looked there was lights in the background behind you. I was like, dude, you're getting pulled over.
Wouldn't that be the best podcast interview ever? Oh
that would be the shit.
Just 1 second, guys. Here, officer,
that's hilarious.
That doesn't happen.
No shit. I probably just put it out there, and yeah, it's going to be my fault. So, thank you for joining us. We missed you the last time, but we definitely understand that Taproot needed you, man.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate the grace with that. I feel like I'm constantly pulled in about 1,000 different directions, multiple times a day, with being the guitar player of Taproot, doing writing with Killers. And then on top, I own and operate a residential and commercial painting business. So,
oh, nice.
Whenever I'm not on the road or in studio, like I'm running, 12, 15-hour days just to, because, I've got a lot of companies that utilize me, that keeps me afloat, so I can go on the road and not panic about how I'm going to pay my bills and all that. So, when I'm home, it's a mad dash to keep people happy. But in doing so, I put food on the table. And like I said, I get to really dive into the touring world and not worry about anything. So,
dude, that is fucking genius. You're not working for the band. You have your own business. That's the way to do it. You're not having to ask anybody off for vacation. It's
exactly. And that's the other thing, man. It's like I don't have to worry about upsetting anybody. And it's almost kind of a fun thing. It's like I give myself this ticking time bomb, if you will, or a clock to race against. Because, like great example, I've got 2 houses to finish before next Friday, whenever we get back out on the road for Taproot, and then we have festival dates for riding with Killers right after that. But I'm literally almost done with this first house. I'll finish it Friday. I'll start another house on Monday. I'll finish it Thursday before we leave, to drive out to Illinois. So it's kind of fun, you know what I mean? Because it's like, well, how fast can I get this done without sacrificing quality? That's the first thing I should say. I do not sacrifice quality. Like if there's 2 things in this life I know I'm good at, it's music and painting. So you know, it keeps things interesting. It keeps me, in shape for the band. And I'm a
Oh
one-man
yeah.
operation, and I'm not just painting small houses. I just finished like a 4,500 square foot commercial space, and
Damn.
literally did
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
but steel beams on the ceiling. And so like it keeps me in good health, so I can jump around and really, throw that emotion behind the playing live when you come see either band, because I don't want to just stand there and be a bump on a log. Like, if you pay money to see me in either band, I'm gonna give you a show. So
Yeah.
it's like I get paid to work out.
Dude, that is like genius. I mean,
That is awesome.
because let's just throw it out there. Music does not pay the bills. I mean, I don't care. Even with Taproot, you're still going to have to supplement somewhere.
Oh, for
It's just
sure.
it's just not what it used to be. There is no uh, driving Ferraris and big arenas and that type of thing. It just doesn't. It's not there anymore. So you've got to have something to fall back on, and that's usually one of my questions. If you didn't do music, what would you be doing? And you're going to be a painter.
Already doing it.
Got him.
So I feel lucky that I can double dip though, man. But I will say though, like, like the Taproot has come in clutch and paid the rent once or twice,
Oh yeah.
whenever I was because like and that's the double-edged sword too, is when you tour so sporadically the way the Taproot's been doing it, and all the festival appearances, and then same thing with Riding with Killers. Sometimes it's like, well, how do I grow my business at home? Because I can't grow a painting business on the road. I got to be there
Right.
to do it. I can't do it on a laptop or any of that shit. So, every now and again, we'll have a long stint. I'll get home and I'm like, oh God, how am I going to do this? And then Phil sends a check, and I don't get kicked out of my house. So,
Sounds like a good deal.
it's been a good balance though. You know what I mean? Like, and I land where I'm supposed to every single time, and it's been good. It's been good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That is you're really positive. I love it.
I know.
It's the only way to be, man. Like I growing up, I didn't have the coolest childhood. I grew up kind of angry, not having a dad. My left eye, I've had 7 reconstructive surgeries on that since I was a kid.
Holy shit.
So I got made
Wow.
fun of relentlessly,
Yeah.
from grade school to high school, even into college. I mean, people still take random pot shots now, but it's funny at this point. But, like growing up in that environment, it was like I could have let that, piss me off and make me jaded. But it's like I feel better when I'm happier. I feel better when there's a smile on my face. And
Yeah.
no matter what
That's
kind
true.
of a shitty situation I get thrown into, I can always find a silver lining somewhere, somehow. Maybe not immediately, but that's just it's definitely made my life a lot better at the end of the day. And that's how I try to be. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'll have my days where I can be a cranky asshole, but for the most part, I try to look on the greener side of things as best I can.
Dude, I absolutely love that. And speaking of some of that, the novelty project, can you tell us a little bit about the novelty project?
Yeah, and that's something, as we're getting back out on the road, I'm looking to really start relaunching. But we've done a couple of these so far, and we've raised a lot of money for the organization. But we've basically been working with To Write Love on Her Arms. I'm sure if you go to any music festivals, you can find them there, regardless of it being rock or EDM, which I go to a lot of EDM festivals outside of rock. I love that kind of music. I love camping at those festivals. But I always find To Write Love on Her Arms, and I really love their message about mental health, helping people around you, and making sure that you matter and that you're supposed to be here on this earth. And the way that we've raised money for them is, I'm an artist with Gibson Guitars, and I'm in my third year being an artist with them, and that allows me access to Epiphone guitars. And basically, I wanted to start raffling off good instruments, and I'm talking like $750 to $1,000
Shit
Epiphones.
yeah, shit yeah.
I'm not, and I utilize my artist discount, so I get to buy these guitars, at like $300-400 a pop. It still costs me some money, but if I can turn around and spend, $300-400 and then raise $2,000 for that organization, while at the same time putting an Epiphone Les Paul Standard in someone's hands, like that was my goal, was, get real instruments in people's hands while also raising money for this organization that I really believe in their message and the work that they do. And, eventually as my business grows, as both bands grow, and I can afford to, start getting, maybe real deal Gibsons, I'm hoping to continually evolve this over time. So as we get bigger, the raffles get bigger, and the money that we get to raise for this organization gets bigger. And we've had a lot of success with it, and the cool thing is the way that we do these raffles is I partnered with a friend of mine named Jamie, who's an artist down in New Orleans, and she makes these little custom voodoo dolls, and we basically raffle off. So, if you do the raffle, you get a really cool novelty item, which is the voodoo doll. And, the band will write positive messages like, you matter, we love you, don't quit, don't give up, something along the lines of that message. And, it's our way to give back to the community. It's our way to put real instruments in people's hands. And, maybe a kid will win a raffle and it'll be the nicest guitar they've ever had in their hands, and maybe it inspires them or whatever have you. So that was kind of my thought behind that, was to, further the music and do some good for the community at the same time.
Dude, kudos, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. That is.
It's been fun every time we've done it, man. And the look on people's faces when they win these instruments, like it's worth it, man. And then from that, like, dude, you create a fan for life out of that. Like it's worth it, man. It's worth dipping into my pocket and spending that money, and I'm not going to get a return on that to a degree, but like that's what I'm saying. I'm not looking to make my money back. I'm looking to further the message, and it's cool. It's just,
that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. I was reading something about those voodoo dolls, and I was like, oh man, I want to get my hands on one of those voodoo dolls, because we just went to New Orleans, and of course, it's all voodoo dolls. It's great, man. And we bought some.
Town, so.
Oh yeah.
I'm not from New Orleans, like proper. I'm from Biloxi, Gulfport, Mississippi, but
oh sweet, yeah.
It's 45 minutes away. Like when I was having all these surgeries on my eye, my specialist was in New Orleans. So like since I was a little kid, like New Orleans has been a huge part of my life, both musically, physically, like all sorts of things. Like I have a lot of love and respect for New Orleans, and I'll probably hopefully take my dying breath there one day, peacefully, I hope. But that's where I'd like to die one day.
Right next to Nicolas Cage's pyramid.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, I want to party with that guy, but
dude, I'm telling you,
time ever.
Dude, no shit, he's something else, man. It just some of the stories they were telling. Just did some. We did some of the New Orleans tours and ghost tours, and went to the cemeteries and all that. And they were just telling us, oh yeah, he bought this this house, you know, that all the I can't even remember what her name was, but anyway, just an evil house. It's like, what are you doing, Nicholas?
Marie Laveau?
That's it. Yes. I was like, what is wrong with you, dude?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And fun fact, did you ever watch American Horror Story?
Yes.
The Covenant, where they did that in New Orleans.
Yes.
So my old band that I had started on the Gulf Coast, that I obviously quit and moved up here and started all this other stuff. On one of our old photo shoots, we got to visit this movie prop warehouse, and we got to take photos in the cages that Marie Laveau had in her attic in the actual show.
Holy shit.
Kathy Bates had all the prisoners upstairs. So like, it was kind of cool, like getting to be around those movie and TV set props, and the fact that we got to use that in the photo shoot was super cool.
My wife said that house is actually for sale right now again.
Oh, sure, it's millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we had to come back and rewatch The Covenant, and it's weird because the one they filmed in the show is like 2 doors down.
Right.
From the real one, because everybody was scared to go into the other one. It's just like, you ain't getting my ass up in there.
Right.
There's something about New Orleans.
There's you can feel the freaky right on that corner, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. There's a lot of energy, and if you go back, you have to do me the biggest favor, and you have to go to Coops off of Decatur, and you have to and you just have to eat the food there, and then go out on the market right next door and get a frozen Irish coffee for dessert.
Nice.
And then if you do that, you're going to remember this interview, and then you're going to be like, man, Taylor really did want good things for my life.
Uh-oh, did he freeze up?
Yeah, he froze up on us.
Yeah. Think you froze up, Taylor.
Yeah, I did for a second. All right, I'm back.
You sound like a drunk robot right now. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm a high robot.
Yeah, it's the paint fumes.
Yeah. I like how he came back just for that little tidbit, and then we lost him.
Yeah. So your signal's probably a little bit sketchy right now, but why don't we play a little bit of your song DNA? How's that?
I would love that. And I'm very
all right. Here
back to the house, so my signal will resume and be beautiful here shortly. So let's definitely change the tunes.
Hell yeah. Here's Riding with Killers, DNA. Yeah.
Good way to end it.
I love it.
Yeah, me flipping off this asshole driver. Dude, I love Detroit, but people here can't drive for fucking shit. They can't.
I don't think it's just Detroit. I think it's all over the place. People just suck.
Come hang out, man. I'm telling you right now, Detroit is on we have the worst insurance premium in the country. It's awful. It's pretty fucking bad.
Oh
shit!
Shit!
Like that, motherfucker. That's where I lose my shit in life. and lose my cool is bad driving. That is one of the biggest pet peeves of my entire existence.
Yep.
Bad drivers.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to say it's because you got to lose your mind in Detroit, Rock City.
Oh Lord.
You know, gotta get down. Gotta get
Like how you were
down.
ready on the click for that one.
Oh,
prepared.
have you seen the movie? What a great rock and roll film.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Which is crazy. I actually still have not watched that movie since I moved up here. I don't know why.
Oh, come on. You think that's kind of like one of the entry level requirements of being out there.
Well, dude, I watched it probably 30 times before I moved up here. So, like, I definitely got my prerequisites in before I moved up.
That's
It's too dark
fair
for
enough.
sunglasses now, so you can see my shitty face.
I want to ask you. You said that you guys are going to do a show in Illinois or a festival. What else do you guys have coming up other than that?
So this month, for Riding with Killers, we are playing the very first inaugural Havoc Fest in Jackson, Michigan. And it's really cool. We're actually direct support for the main headliner that night, which is Framing Hanley.
Oh, cool.
Heart Sick and Conquer Divide. It's going to be a really dope festival. And then we're doing Arts Beats and Eats at the end of this month in Royal Oak. And, they've got Chevelle, I think Warrant, and there's another. It's like a big, neighborhood festival. And, like, they've got a bunch of big country acts and rock acts. And, we're doing that this year. Right after
So,
that, we're going to be at.
On that one, you're going to have a cameo bass player, right?
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited too. Which we're definitely going to miss Chris. But he's heading on his honeymoon. We're so excited for him and Danny to go have some good time. But it's paving way for me to get back on stage with James Laskew, who I have been writing, recording, and performing with for a number of years now. And James was part of Our House, the fuckery of Wilson. So
Look at my shirt, dude.
Really to have him. Oh, there we go,
Taylor.
There we go. Dude, James is one of the best.
Gotta love the good timing.
James is, dude, I love it, man. James is one of
I
my
fucking
favorite
loved
people I've ever
Wilson.
met, man. Dude, so good, such a good,
So
dude,
good.
man. And like James is such a phenomenal bass player, man. Like, he did probably 7 out of the 12 Riding with Killers songs on Full Circle, and then the second record, which is actually complete already, that we did in Gotham, Sweden with Jacob Herman. He did all the bass on that record as well. Like I couldn't have a thing, and I get to sit down in a room. It's the absolute best, I feel so fortunate that it jumped out and it's gonna be a good night, man. It's gonna be a really good night.
That's awesome. And shout out to New
And
Monarch.
there, yes, New Monarch. There, that's his current project. And then after that, we're gonna be with Josie Scott, the original singer of Saliva.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At the legendary machine shop in Flint, Michigan, which is so funny. This is the 3rd time that it's supposed to be our first appearance at the machine shop. So we're happy to finally bring Riding with Killers there. We've got another machine shop show, so 2 Riding with Killers machine shop shows. November 22nd, I'll be doing double duty. Taproot's playing that night as well. So Riding with Killers open. Westfall, which is Jared's other band, will be after us. So it's basically, a bunch of Taproot family in love tonight or on that day. And then we haven't announced we're doing a little bit of parts that at the end of October. So it's how long, with Taproot, the Illinois point.
Taylor, I think we lost you again. I think while we're waiting for the connection to pick back up, we could pull up the website and let everybody see where to find all the Writing with Killers stuff.
I guess I can do that.
Yeah. Hey, there we go.
I was half ready, but I was not at the same time. I kind of forgot how to pull it up for a second. I was like, oh.
We're almost,
Lots of videos.
there, and I'm almost on Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi is the savior.
Almost. Oh.
There we go. Some
merch
merch.
coming soon. Oh, I can't click on it. I'll always take an excuse to go through someone's merch.
Yeah, man, we're so close to getting the web store finalized and getting it all done. It's just, it's been wild, being on tour and studio back and forth, but we're almost there.
Hey, Ashton, do you want to pull that up again and then go to the other tab that has the novelty project on there? There you go.
I already knew what you were about to say.
Yeah, I was thinking everybody can kind of get a little bit of an overview, even though he did kind of pretty much hammer it down. But
yeah, I'll keep it up for a minute.
Yeah, if you have it,
you should be able to hear it much better now, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do a celebratory. Got back home. Oh no, where's my stuff? There it is.
Where's the Jaeger?
Right.
No, well, it's worse than that. It's
definitely tastes a hell of a lot better. That's for sure. That's actually
dude,
enjoyable.
This is how I get around snacking these days. It's this marshmallow. That's the flavor of it, and it's just a little squirt, and I'm good.
Dude, I love that. That is a genius idea. Now I need to go to work because I do construction and just be in rafters and just. Well, it's about to start moving and grooving now. I love that.
Good little sugar rush. Well, it's low sugar, because that's the other thing. I'm gonna jump off into the weeds a little bit. But I actually used to weigh 250 pounds, and I'm maintaining at 160 these days. But I did it through food, and I work out and when I can, and I'm very physically active, but sweets were my big downfall way back in the day, and so I've had to kind of adjust and counteract. Okay, what's semi-healthy, low sugar that can kind of give me my fix, so to speak.
Right.
And so I've had to get really creative instead of ordering a Reese's Blizzard, twice in a day, which I have absolutely done.
I've been there.
Dude, that second Reese's Blizzard came in that night, I was so ashamed of myself.
You were just sitting in a corner eating it, but it's so good.
Oh, that's awesome.
The good old days.
Hey, is there ever a time for you when you're bouncing back and forth between bands that like your mind gets mentally confused what you're doing because you're like, oh my God, what am I doing today? I'm over here. No, I'm back over here.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I would say I get more confused on what day it is or how long I've been wherever I've been. Because again, like I'm managing, I would say 4 things, like family life, with Macy, my dog and cat, you know, managing the business, managing all the stuff I have to do for Riding with Killers and Taproot. So I mean, it does get a little strenuous, and I will say to the best example I can show of that is every now and again, like I'll be typing out like a band status for Taproot, come see Taproot or Riding with Killers, and I'll post it from my painting business, or I'll post from, you know, and I'll be like, oh, damn it, I'll have to go delete everything and then repost it. So I would say that that's the biggest source of confusion sometimes, is when I'm trying to promote one thing or the other, and then I'll, you know, post from the wrong page. So
Been there, done that.
but yeah. What? Okay. He's very noisy.
That was serious, yeah.
I was gonna say your roommate's mad at you.
It's like, play with me, Dad.
Oh, that's funny. So when you're on the road, do you find it hard to eat properly? Do you take forth the effort of pre-planning your meals, or what do you do? You're on the road. It's hard, man.
I definitely am more picky about my snacks. Like if we've got a long travel day, you know, and we don't really get to stop. Like we'll try to stop at a decent restaurant. Like I say decent, but like Subway. I'm so fucking tired of Chipotle. I can't do it anymore. But like I'll do like a salad from Subway, or I'll do you know, like yogurt, like a drinkable yogurt. Like if we get to a big rest stop or whatever, and I'll do like that and water and maybe like pickles, you know, or like a small one of those little cheese wheels or whatever. Like we're pretty conscious whenever we have days of, you know, just travel, because we're not getting to move around that much.
Mm-hmm.
And then whenever we get to a rest stop or whatever, you know, I'll do like 50 push-ups and jumping jacks, and Phil and I'll stretch together. You know, so we're pretty conscious about, you know, what we put in our bodies, you know, regardless of being on the road. And of course, when we're home, you know, we're doing, you know, home cooked meals. I'm eating avocado and eggs,
Mm-hmm.
you know, salmon. You know, I don't really do a lot of red meat. And I do lamb. I do like cooking lamb though. You know, I'm not, like I said, not a big red meat eater, unless like I'm somewhere where there's like, you know, a famous, amazing steak. You know, then I call it my red meat tokens. I'll spend it there. But I'm pretty selective about how I eat. And I have to make adjustments when I'm on the road, because obviously I can't, you know, have a fridge full of stuff. But
Right.
we're pretty good, and I'm very lucky in the fact that Macy gets to tour with me, so I get to have her, because she does merch for Taproot and she does merch for Riding with Killers, so we get to, you know, keep each other in check. Her so keeping me more in check than anything, but you know, she's a great partner, and you know, she makes sure I stay healthy and feeling good so I can do my job properly. So it's true what they say, behind every good man's an even greater woman, and that's for damn sure with her. So it's cool that I have someone to keep me accountable too, you know. But yeah, we adjust as best we can, and I mean, yeah, you know, sometimes you gotta splurge a little bit, especially when you get to certain places on tour, like. And I mean, we were on vacation out here, you know, just recently, but Macy and I just did a 9-day road trip. Started in Seattle, went down to Cannon Beach, Oregon, went to Portland, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, then went to the Redwoods in California, and drove all the way down the coast till we hit LA. And while we were in Portland, Oregon, we stopped at Voodoo Donuts and went fucking ham. But it's like, we
Why
don't get
not?
to do that all the time, you know. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, since we are so good to our bodies, I would say 98 to 99% of the time, you know, when we do find cool stuff like that, you know, okay, we can have a little cheat day here or there,
Dude, that's
but
fair. That's fair.
you know, and that's why I like eating as clean as we do so often, so that when you do have that one day where you smoke a little too much weed, or that candy bar is going to make the difference of you having a shitty rest of your day or not. It doesn't matter, you know, because you have that consistency of you know, paying attention to your nutrition. And it's possible to do it on the road. It, you know, is it easy? No, unless you're like a huge artist that has, you know, stupid money behind you, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, you can afford catering every night, you know, like great example, the Creed tour that's going on right now. You know, those guys, and I mean, I know for a fact they eat like kings. You know, my one of my old best friends from high school, who was in my first ever band, his cousin is Brian Marshall, the bass player of Creed. So I got to hang out with those guys at a young age, and we did catering one time backstage. And oh my God, wow, you know, it's insane, you know. And I mean, you look at all those guys; they're all in great shape. They take
Mm-hmm.
care of themselves, and I mean, you know, if you had access to that kind of funds and that kind of food on tour, like, of course you would take that. And, you know, another great example, like all the Danny Wimmer fests we've been playing this year, man, like the catering is, mwah, you can actually eat healthy at these big festivals. Like Danny knows
Cool.
what he's doing, man. Like
Yeah, he does.
he gives a shit about the artists. He makes sure that, you know, from the time you're on stage to hanging out backstage to going to catering, that it's perfect from top to bottom, you know. All right,
That's
thanks, homie. Got
amazing.
home.
I never knew what Danny Wimmer actually looked like, and I thought he was going to be this older guy and just real stuffy. And then they did a live with him because they were promoting Rocklahoma, and Danny Wimmer just took over Rocklahoma. I was like, dude, that guy is like young, healthy.
Yep.
Damn, that is totally not what I expected. Not at all. So yeah, he seemed really cool.
No, he's very cool, man, and the fact that he's included Taproot on basically every major festival this year has been incredible. And it was crazy when we did Welcome to Rockville earlier this year. It was literally the 10-year anniversary of the first time I ever got to play Rockville, and my band Catharsis was the opening band of the day on the Ernie Ball stage. And then this year, come back to play on the main stage with freaking Slipknot. It's
Nice.
wild.
Hell
It's wild,
yeah.
you know. So I'm really hoping that after this year, you know, we can look to start adding Riding with Killers on some DWP festivals. And I really like getting to be in that environment too, because you know, you see people you haven't seen in years, and you know, it's like one big hangout, and it's really cool, man. Like it's they know what they're doing. 100%, they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. Hmm. Yeah. So you play guitar in Taproot, and you're playing guitar and singing in Riding with Killers. Um, is that did you want to be a vocalist, or was there just nobody else that was filling
Uh,
those shoes right there?
no. I never thought I was going to be a singer. I wanted to be Slash. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to be the guy with my Les Paul and,
Hell yeah.
you know, shred it up, write a cool guitar riff, and you know, backing vocals. Like, oh, if I'm going to scream or do whatever, I always thought that would, you know, would be me. And then when I got put in a position to where I had to quit the band that I started when I was a kid, just due to other people within the band and things that were happening that I didn't agree with. And it almost felt like I was getting pushed out of my own band by people that weren't there from the beginning, which was really odd to me.
Hmm.
And after that whole situation unfolded, you know, and honestly, like, dude, it broke my heart. Like, that was the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do was quit a band that I built from my parents' garage up to touring you know, having record labels looking at us and being on the cusp of doing the thing, you know, to be forced to walk away from that, like it destroyed me, you know. And honestly, like I left that band in 2018. I would say within the last year and a half, 2 years, I finally just got over it, you know. 'Cause, I mean, dude, it's a marriage. It's art. It's passion. It's you know, blood, sweat, and tears. And you know, I'd probably have way more money and nicer things if I hadn't pursued, you know, this career. But with where I'm starting to get, you know, I got no complaints anymore. But you know what I'm saying? Like when you spend all that time, money, effort, love, only for it to start to implode because of other people, um, you know, it kind of puts some things into perspective. And then when I quit the band, I was like, fuck hiring another singer. I will never have what happened to me happening again, because I ended up losing all my writer's rights and
Oh
credits
shit.
with my old
Yeah.
band because I was stupid and I wasn't hip to copywriting and doing things the right way. And I mean, at the end of the day, great life lesson that I'm very thankful for, you know, like it
Yeah.
didn't feel like it at the time, and it didn't feel like that for a very long time. But like I said, I've finally gotten to a place of gratitude for that negative, heartbreaking experience because it's made me wiser, it's made me smarter, and honestly, I feel like it landed me in a much better place at the end of the day. You know, I love the art that I'm getting to create. I love the journey that I've been on as a singer, because this is still very new for me, even though I've completed the second record. You know, like I can write you a guitar riff, I can write you a song structure, whatever. You know, finding vocal melodies and executing them and finding harmonies is still I'm not as adept with that as I am with guitar playing, because I've been playing guitar for God 25 years at this point. Started when I was 10. I'm 35 now. I've only been a singer really for 3 4 years. You know what I mean? Like I'm very different space, you know, different levels between the two instruments. But I'm really glad that I walked down that road because it's showing me that I'm more capable than I ever thought myself to be. So, especially too when it comes to playing guitar, because it's made me approach playing guitar a little bit differently. Now I got to be able to write cool riffs that I can sing over and do it well live. So
Yeah.
it's forced me to grow as a person, as a musician, and it's something I just fell into. You know, I didn't think that I would be a singer. Like I said, I always thought that I was going to be Slash, and you know that was going to be my deal, and that's apparently not the case.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you find it hard to play guitar and sing at the same time? I mean, it's one thing doing backups, but then when you're trying to carry that melody and play guitar, do you feel like it's like tapping your head and rubbing your belly at the same time? It's kind of like shit.
Not anymore. Now once I start writing other material and I'm not as used to playing it, like great example, once I start learning the new record tunes to play live, like it's gonna take me a minute, you know, but like for the songs that we have in the set list now, like it's second nature, you know, because I spend so much time, you know, daily, like so. And here's what I'll do too, you know, whenever I can't be at home to rehearse and have my own time, which I take, like while I'm at work, you know, and I'm working in an empty house, you know, I'll throw in the record in my AirPods and I'll run mental drills. Like I'll be singing, but like in my head I'm like, okay, this is where my hands are supposed to be, and you know, I'll kind
Right
of
on.
mimic that from time to time. So I try to prepare, you know, as best as I can, you know, both in rehearsal by myself with the band, and then, you know, doing mental drills whenever I'm doing other things. So I tend to kind of focus on what I'm doing. So at first, absolutely. Oh my God, it was awful, you know, figuring out my breath and pushing and finger movements and playing, you know, cleanly. but it's just one of those things, you know. If I can spend time with it, you know, becomes second nature.
Right on. Right
It
on.
smells fucking
very
phenomenal, by the way. It's about.
What
to
are we
be
having for
time.
supper?
Salmon, huh? We're doing salmon. We're doing fish tacos with corn tortillas, huh?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I love fish tacos. Yeah, salmon's one of my favorite fish. It's really good.
That's really cool. Well, John, you got anything?
No, I was having an awesome time listening to him though, because there's
Yeah.
there's so much depth, and I really hope I get to see him play live sometime soon.
I would love to. What
Nice.
what area are you in? Just so I know.
I am in Topeka, Kansas.
Okay. Okay, so it sounds like we got to work on getting out to Topeka.
And the other two guys are in Oklahoma City.
Okay. Well, I mean that can turn into a little mini run right there. Hit all those
Hell yeah.
spots, and you know, and that's something that we're looking at starting to do. You know, this fall we're really giving Michigan a huge dose of riding with killers, and in that point, it's like, okay, you know, we're hitting all these markets and all these different cities around the state. Time to start really branching out and getting back out to different states. And you know, if I can find a pathway out to you guys, and I know that I can, I'm
Dude, that'd
gonna
be
walk
awesome.
down it. So we'll find a way out there. It's just a matter of time.
We're here
at this
for
point.
it.
Right on.
Hell yeah. So tell everybody where to find everything Riding with Killers.
Spotify, iTunes, every online digital outlet, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We are the only band that is called Riding with Killers. So if you
Right?
type us in Google, nothing else will come up. It's us. So if you can't find us, that means you're not actually trying.
You
It's
spelled it wrong.
it's
Fair
not
enough.
hard. You know.
How about your painting company? How can anybody book you for the painting company?
Basically, you can go to my Facebook page, Rock and Roll Painting LLC, based in Detroit. I have a website I'm going to be launching. But honestly, like I don't advertise. I haven't advertised in 3 years either.
Oh
I
wow.
basically live off of referrals and word of mouth, and I kind of like it that way because it allows me to pick and choose who I'm going to work with and work for.
Makes sense.
But oftentimes, like the people that refer me are going to be people that I know and people that I've worked with and that I like. And 9
Absolutely.
times out of 10, they're going to send me to a really good source. But I've also gotten to a point of where I'm the main paint vendor for Rental Management One and Real Estate One. One does the rental aspect, obviously. One does the actual real estate side of things. And I've gotten to a point of where I'm their main paint vendor. Like the next 5 houses that I have on deck, it's all for Rental Management One. And, you know, they put a lot of food on my table. They help me pay my rent. And they help me buy guitars and pay for music stuff a lot. So they tend to keep me pretty busy. So I get to be really selective about the houses that I do. But if you find me on Facebook and I'm available, you know, and the money's right, I'll go wherever.
Very cool.
Deal.
Well, thank you so much, Taylor. This was definitely worth the wait. You're an absolutely wonderful human being, man, and just
Appreciate that.
very many, so many different facets, and it's amazing and it's so cool. Thank you. I had no idea you were as well rounded as you are, and I just love it.
I appreciate that, man. ADHD comes in handy every now and
Yeah.
then. So.
Oh man, but
I had a
definitely.
wonderful time with you guys, man. Thank you for the questions. You know, I felt like we had really awesome conversations between
Yes.
all 4 of us, and you know, it's been a pleasure to spend you know, the last 45 minutes with you guys. So thanks for wanting to even talk with me, and I'm glad we had a good time. And it's not, you know, it was just fun. It was a lot of fun.
Make your way out to Oklahoma City and down to Kansas. That's all we ask.
Like I said, it's just a matter of time, and that's the cool thing about getting to do a lot of these podcasts and the people that I've been getting to meet. It's like, okay, now I know where we need to start going and start looking at booking shows. So
Yeah.
it's almost data gathering in a way too, aside from, you know, amazing conversations and connecting with new people. It's like, okay, well, you know, we had a great time, so this is where I need to start setting my sights on for, you know, the next 12 months or so. So you know, we should definitely link up via email, and maybe we could start finding some venues that you guys know about in that area. And like I said, if I can carve a path out to come, I'll be there.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, and enjoy those tacos, man.
I'm about to. Macy is a fucking awesome cook. I am very, very lucky. So, boys, y'all have a great rest of the evening. Thanks again for having me, and we'll see you guys soon.
All right.
All
Have
right,
a good
man.
one.
Rock and roll.
Take care.
guys. Later.
All right. Gonna play that out.
We bang your ugly friends too.